Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm David. We have to talk about BB23, Sarah. We have to do it.
No, we literally do because it was like 2 hours long.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
We didn't love it, but we have to talk about it.
It was good. It was great. We should not start out that way.
Yeah.
But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.
Yes, and if you want to support us on Patreon, there's a link in the description. There's that link on the screen. We have merch also that you can purchase on the internet. Nerdtainment merch.
Do it. Do it, guys. Wow. Are y'all tired? I'm tired.
2 hours.
It was 2 hours and it was up
hours.
and down and all around.
I know.
I was laughing. I was like tense. I was like, ooh, what's happening?
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
And unfortunately, some of our faves went home tonight, went to the jury rather. But
it happens. This is what happens.
It happens.
We watch a game and people get evicted and sometimes it's rough.
That's right.
Sometimes we love it. Sometimes
Your
it's rough.
does not always win.
Yep.
So we are coming off of Kyland keeping Tiffany and Hannah on the block. He's just won the veto and he's left the noms the same. That's where we're starting this episode. And so Tiffany and Hannah are kind of having this moment together at the top of the episode where they're like proud that we made it to the final 6. We did it. You know, we've been celebrating the cookout for a while now, but they're, I think, kind of reflecting on their games a little bit now.
Yeah.
And they're like, we guaranteed that there's going to be a black winner. And we are so proud of that, even if it's not us. You know?
They're like, should we have done everything that we did to get us all here?
Right.
No, we did. We did.
We were happy.
We are happy.
Cause. We're happy about this.
Yeah. Yes. For sure. Yeah, it was a sweet moment. You know, it's true. They worked for a team sport. They worked for a group. And to the detriment, maybe of their own games.
Yeah, I think so.
Tiffany and Azah sort of touching base.
Tiffany's like kind of starting her campaign a little bit. Yeah.
She's like Batman versus Superman. Like they can't take each other, right? I mean, Kyland wants to take him, but like X doesn't want to take him, right? Like just kind of talking it out.
Yeah. And
Azah does what she does her best.
She lays in that bed and says nothing.
Listens. She's a good listener.
She is a good listener. That is an important skill.
Does she hear you though? That's the question. But she'll listen. Yeah.
But Tiffany's also kind of throwing out like, you know, got to work on Big D, but Hannah, she is a threat. You know, she's like throwing that in a little bit. She's playing the game. Like, she's not campaigning hard against Hannah, but she's just dropping a seed.
Yeah.
Just dropping a seed.
She is trying to save herself.
Yeah.
She sure did.
Respect that for sure.
Tiffany is going to talk to Xavier. Get going on that campaign, give him some promises. I mean, she makes a good point. As long as I'm here,
Kyland's not coming after you.
You're good. You're safe.
But
I am the target in front of you. I am a shield in front of you.
But she specifically references like, I am a shield for you as it relates to Kyland.
Yeah.
And like, he doesn't need a shield there because
he really doesn't.
The gentleman. So
I mean, Kyland loves him some Xavier.
He really does. Yeah. So it's, you know, falling on deaf ears, I think, for the most part. But I just love to see Tiffany playing till the last. Like, this is what we expected from her, and we're getting it. She was here to play. So she did that.
She says, look, if you save me in this game, I will have to be loyal to you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all she really can offer up at this point is like, look, we're going into the end. I will have to owe my life to you.
Yep.
She does circle back the next day. This is her first campaign that they show us in the edit. And the second campaign was like, here it is.
Yeah.
She spelled it out. I owe you my life.
Yeah.
But we know how this is going to end.
Fred.
Thank you for the super chat. You're always so generous with us.
Yes.
And yes, Survivor next week. I can't believe it's next week.
I can't believe. We were going to do a draft in advance, and we'll do a draft at some point.
We should say, David, it actually happened today.
It did. Okay,
we did. We had to do it behind the scenes.
Little TV magic here, people.
But we will eventually get a video for you guys.
Okay.
But the draft did happen.
I don't even know who's on my team, y'all.
You don't. But I will say you got a lot of the people you liked because your picks a crazy list. Different.
Sarah, I looked at it and I said, this is insane, and I don't know how to make it better, and I just clicked send.
I love this tangent, but you guys, Elaine is coming back to join us for our draft.
Yes.
She and I had very similar picks. David's picks were different, so he got what he wanted.
Okay.
She took all my picks. I can't wait to have a video with it all, but that'll be later. Back to Big Brother.
Yes, back to Big Brother. We, get Tiffany doing her campaign, and then eventually Julie says hello to the house guests, and we get a little bit more, history has been made. Julie's celebrating with the cookout, and she goes around and gets a little soundbite from each of them. They're expressing it wasn't always easy. We did not always want to work together, but we did it, and we're proud of that, et cetera, et cetera.
David, as much as I enjoyed this congratulations to the cookout, you missed a very good moment.
Oh, please.
When Xavier and Big D were together.
Oh, my. Thank you for bringing me
was
back.
like, Tiffany said, I can't win this game.
Well,
if I'm sitting nice to you, I don't win this game.
Tiffany, she's trying it. Tiffany is. How dare Tiffany play this game? She's really trying to play Big Brother.
It genuinely was fun to watch Tiffany tell him, no, you're not winning.
Yeah.
And him go, oh.
Wait a minute.
And then he spiraled for a good 24 hours where he was like, "What is? I did so much.
I'm Big D.
I will win this game. Hands down. I win this."
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yes.
back to yay, cookout.
Yes, right.
Julie's here. They're all like, yes, we don't regret anything.
Yeah, but let's get to what matters here.
Let's
the
get to
jury.
it. Yes.
The jury segments are gold this season. It's so fun.
Right.
And it's Brittany. I'm going to say it. Brittany is a gift.
Gift. This is why she was on this season, was to be the first juror. I will never stop saying it. I love it.
She's there to react
Her reactions
in a big way for the camera.
give me everything. She
Yeah.
is a producer's dream. The slightest thing, Tiffany won HOH.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so good.
Claire walks in. Claire! After they had just said, Claire's probably next. And she's like, Claire! Oh my God.
Oh my God, it was so good. And first off, we're just starting with Brittany and Derek still. I was like, so many people have been evicted.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 people in the jury house at the top of the segment. Okay. Settle in.
Right.
It's going to be a minute
Yes.
here.
So Sarah Beth is first.
But
I
was like, who are you? Were you in this game?
Yeah.
It's been so long.
I know. And Derek X is like, when they see, that she got nominated next to Kylan and Xavier, Derek X is like, hold on one second.
Those 2?
You got evicted sitting next to Kylan and Xavier?
How did this work? She's like, I have more info for you.
Yeah.
Sit tight, Derek. Eventually, I mean, they have to go through the secret HOH, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right.
But eventually they see what happens. And then she's like, have you heard about the alliance?
Yeah.
Because Sarah Beth does have the most info, and she explains, Azah says a mission. Kylan confirms alliance.
Yep.
And Derek's like, I don't understand the mission.
Sarah Beth's like,
Pause.
wait, let me do it one more time for you.
Right.
Azah said there's a mission.
Do I have to spell out what those people have in common? She's like literally named the 6 people. There was not an extra person. She did not miss anyone.
No Claire, no Alyssa.
6 specific people. I don't get it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not going to spell it out for you. But they eventually do spell it.
Yes, right. But she, she goes through the whole thing. Claire is a secret HOH. She told me that. She's giving them all this info. And she's like, Claire is probably going to be next. And at this point, I did write down that Derek understands that the cookout is playing for a noble mission, and he respects that.
Yeah.
So maybe he put the pieces together as he was sitting there or something.
It does seem like once everyone gets the information across the board, they were like, respect it, get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all understand why they were played.
Yeah.
And that they were played well.
There's little nitpicks, Sarah Beth is like, we didn't need all of the lies.
No, we did not, did we, Sarah Beth? I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
She's like, there were some lies that were unnecessary. And I was like, oh, her tune has changed.
Oh, yeah.
Since her exit interviews, where she was like, okay, great guy. And now she's like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Claire does show up next. And then Brittany's reaction to the double eviction was just incredible. When Alyssa pops around the corner too, she just is a treat, such a treat.
They're like, ah!
Yeah.
Yes. Claire and Alyssa are there. And now Claire and Alyssa they kind of are like, did you know? Well, I didn't know. I must be the only one who didn't know. Like Alyssa had already sort of gotten a heads up, I guess, because she was like, I'm the only idiot around here and I could figure it out.
Yeah.
But they go through the whole double. They're all excited. Derek's so excited. Hannah won a comp.
Yes.
She won the Beatles.
Yeah.
They're excited.
Yeah, they're like screaming that, Tiffany was the one that took Claire out because they knew that Tiffany and Claire were so close. But,
That's very interesting that Tiffany took out Claire.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alyssa was like, I didn't know that was next, but apparently I was.
Yeah, right.
And... they're like, yeah, the 6 of them did it. We thought they hated each other. And here they were playing us the whole time.
Yeah. And Alyssa, she gets a soundbite in there where she's like, nothing but respect for this gameplay. Like, we got played. And I'm a huge Big Brother fan. So, like, no hard feelings.
But I will say, now, okay, we have to point out, this is all edited.
Of course.
It's all producer set up. And when we hear jury talk, we come up with our speculations and then it turns out to be wrong. Yeah. So remember that these are producer produced.
Yeah.
But Alyssa was like, yeah, respect. Boy, Hannah, what a great game Hannah's doing. I didn't hear her say one darn thing about Xavier.
No.
She was not like, wow, Xavier, what a great player.
They are all aware, seemingly, in the jury, again, keeping in mind that this is produced, but they said things like Xavier's been throwing everything. Like, we know it. He is capable of so much more, so they seem to be on to it.
But again, this is all producer produced. Yeah. So we hear Xavier sound bites. We hear Tiffany sound bite from Claire. Claire's still rooting for Tiffany.
Yeah.
Not going to matter.
Yeah.
And Alyssa rooting for Hannah. Not going to matter. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So then we come back. Tiffany gives, I think, a lovely speech.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
We can't move on from this jury segment.
Oh, my goodness.
Because we got a couple clips from Alyssa's goodbye messages.
Right.
And I forget who the first one was. Was it Azah or was it Xavier? Anyway, they set it up. And then Kylan's says, we are in this alliance. I tried to prepare you for this.
What?
What did you do, Kylan?
What?
You weren't even that close to Alyssa. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Alyssa didn't listen to anything you said. And what were you preparing her for?
Trying to do that jury management.
I don't know what that was
about. Trying to do that.
But anyway, back to Tiffany.
Yeah. I thought she gave a really nice speech.
Beautiful.
She clearly knows she's on her way out the door. She still throws in one last-ditch effort. If I stay, Kylan and I will be switching seats, just so y'all know, so you still have time to save me so I can go after him for you. Love that. But she's very much like, y'all are great. I love you. This has been incredible. Just a really nice speech. And then Hannah, I think also knows that she's going to stay. Like, the speeches are both nice, but kind of reflective of Tiffany's going home, and we know that, and Hannah's staying, and we know that. I would like to point out Derek F, and I think this happened last week too, but he has moved on to sadly to evict.
Hey,
so it's not sadly to evoke.
I'm real sad. I was really looking forward to evoting things,
but he is sadly to evict. Tiffany's getting so close. Maybe we'll get it right once, but Tiffany's out 3-0.
3-0.
We knew it was going to happen.
Azah was going to give Tiffany a vote, but you guys know the feeds went down early yesterday morning, so we have missed a lot. You guys know this episode was taped yesterday. We have missed a lot on the feeds.
Yeah.
This was not live, so something changed. They decided to do unanimous, and it was probably a good decision just in case certain people won HOH. They couldn't hold it over anybody's head.
Right.
So I was like, that's fine. And I'm sure Tiffany was in on it. I thought that this interview with Julie was lovely.
Me too.
Julie gave her mad props.
Yeah.
You masterminded the strategy here. They gave her all the time in the world. They did not cut her off.
Yes.
I really appreciated this interview with Tiffany.
I know, she even got a little rambly, and they just let her go, which I really liked. And she told Julie, I was here to play, and Julie's like, you have a kid that you're trying to win this money for, and yet you stuck to the cause. And she's like, you know, no regrets here. You know, she's like owning it. She's proud of what she achieved. She's proud to be the one who came up with the idea. And she also recognizes that beating Kyland in that HOH was the reason that she was sitting in that chair. And I think that's true. I think she would have been targeted eventually regardless, but that just like accelerated everything for her.
Yeah. She said they couldn't control me. And that is so darn true.
That is so darn true. And that's why we loved her.
Yep, that's right. So Julie reveals the double eviction to the house guests. They were actually surprised.
They were.
Finally.
They were a little scared.
Yeah, they were. That's what we like to see.
Uh-huh.
And now this HOH is interesting. It's a two-parter.
Yeah. They got to fill the hour.
It's a bit bocce ball-y, except you got to knock the ball off of your little platform area. And honestly, Hannah had the first lead.
Yes.
Then Xavier catches up.
Yes. And then Azah comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
She gets like a couple of those like two balls off at the same time kind of thing. And it's down to one ball each for Azah and Hannah. And Azah gets it, almost doesn't ring her buzzer.
Yes.
And I thought like, oh my God, Hannah's going to get it and then ring the buzzer.
Yeah.
But Azah got second place. So it was Xavier and Azah who are moving into this final round, which is basically the inverse where you know, throw.
Now you have to roll it, but make it stop.
Stick on the grass.
On your platform there. For a while, I was like, well, I guess no one's going to get this. Yeah,
I know.
They're rolling together at the same time, oddly. Like, why are we just and now and roll? But sure, okay. I'm not questioning it.
Sure.
But they eventually get the rhythm.
Yeah.
And now I will say they both get one up, and then it looks like Xavier genuinely missed one when Azah got one.
Agreed.
That didn't look suspicious to me. But then the very last one, he's like, I whooped so hard.
Too hard.
Making sure that she does win this HOH because
I fell for it again.
He has been talking about how he wanted HOH 6 and HOH 4. Those are the important ones. This is not one he wanted or needed to win as long as Hannah didn't win. If Hannah's out, which she was by this time, he did not need to win it. And
so Azah wins her first HOH.
True. Yay. Congrats, Azah. She got some points. Good for you.
Yes, that's great. And then she, pulls people into the bathroom for the one-on-ones here. And she pulls Hannah in first. And she immediately says, Hannah, you're going up with Xavier. And I immediately thought, she is actively screwing Hannah over here. Because then Hannah's like throwing logic at her. And she's like, wait a minute, you're putting me and Xavier on the block. And then what do you think is going to happen with the votes? Like, they're clearly going to vote me out. And Azah's like, no. One is going to vote for you and one is going to vote for the other. And then I'm going to break the tie in your favor. Okay, get out. And Azah kind of like rushes her out of the bathroom.
I'm so glad that we got to hear this because Azah really was trying to just be like, okay, you and Xavier are going up. Xavier's the target.
Yeah.
And Hannah's like, no, hold on. Mm-mm. Let's talk this through. And Azah's like, no, I don't want to talk it through.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk it through. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now, I did see on Twitter, people were like, yes, Azah won. And I was like, her target's Hannah though, guys.
Yeah.
So I don't know if everyone understood that she is very loyal to Big D and Xavier.
Yeah.
And she has been talking about this deal she made with Kyland. I know it doesn't make sense to us. Azah has been targeting Kyland for a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
And Kyland did something very smart. He said, hey, if I save you, because he knew she was coming for him, if I save you, will you save me? She said yes, and she does not break her word.
No.
So just this one time, she was going to keep him safe. Well, it just happened to be the one time
that mattered
that she won. So she was always going to put Hannah up. I don't think she knew what was about to happen. She didn't see that coming, but she knew that Hannah was a goner. She knew Hannah didn't have the votes.
Yeah, she's telling Hannah that Xavier is the target, but I was like, she's conspiring against Hannah for some reason. I did not know in advance because I was avoiding those spoilers for this episode. But so I was a little bit like, okay, Azah has flipped now and is not working with Hannah. Because when she won HOH, I was like, yes, like it's not just going to be the girls going out one after the other. And then as soon as Azah was like, it's you and X, I was like, oh, Hannah's a goner. Great. Oh man, this is bad. So, but I'm like, okay, Hannah win the veto. They get nominated. Xavier and Hannah get nominated. Blah, blah, blah. Veto is what the bleep.
What the bleep, there was a production leak yesterday. We knew it was going to be what the bleep. And I was like, awesome. Hannah's got it. She's so great. She like memorizes things like a robot.
Yeah.
Well, it did not work out for her.
No, it didn't.
She missed one kind of early on.
But then she got it. She was the only one who got another question. And then she like leveled it with her and Kyland and Xavier. And I was like, yes, girl, go. You got it.
Yeah.
And then she just missed a couple more and was down to Xavier and Kyland.
They tie it up. They have to do a tiebreaker. Xavier's math was a little off.
It was. Derek F was just having a ball this whole veto competition, which it is a funny comp.
I know.
But it was very clear that he felt comfortable and everybody else was stressed out and wanted to win this. And he was just like, I'm safe. I'm not going home. I can actually enjoy what the bleep.
That's fair. I was catching myself giggling. And then I was like, boy, they're so stressed.
They're so stressed.
No one is finding the humor in this because this is humorous.
Yeah.
Except for Big D, who's like, Kai is going to end up winning this tiebreaker, you guys. And you know what he's going to do with it? He's going to take his best
buddy. He's going to keep the noms the same.
Nope. Nope. You wish in your fantasy world. Not that it makes any difference in the outcome.
But like.
At all.
What? Why did he do this? It doesn't, but like he and Big D would have voted Hannah out.
Yeah.
And Xavier would have been safe.
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to use the veto on Xavier?
Because he loves him some Xavier. He wants to make sure he's going to sit next to Xavier in that final two. Because Kyland is too scared to lose next to Big D or Azah. He'd be mortified. So he has to sit next to Xavier so that he can use that as an excuse of like, well, I knew I was going to lose to Xavier.
I roll. So Xavier comes off the block and Big D's the only option. So he goes up. And again, he's like, I'm good with it. Like, no worries. He does eventually get a little stressed, it seems. Because, it's not fun being on the block.
Yeah, I think he really for a minute thought that they might turn on him.
Because what happens
right?
is that Kyland and Xavier straight up leave the room. Just the two of them. The vote is in their hands now. They're the only ones that matter. Azah kind of walks over and plops down next to Big D and Hannah. And I think it's kind of dawning on her now that she was really never part of this equation. She was like a tool to get Hannah out for Kyland and Xavier. So they go off, have a very long conversation about who to vote for, I guess. I don't know what this is about.
Why is this so long?
They don't even make it back from commercial.
Yeah, Julie's like, let's go. And they're like still talking. And then after the speeches, they're still talking on the couch.
They talk through the speeches.
I hope we get some flashbacks because I would like to know what the heck they're talking about. This has been, did someone change their mind? Were they trying to? I would like to know because they have never talked about keeping Hannah over Big D for sure.
I mean, I don't know what. I'm sure it's Kyland spiraling about something stupid. But Derek F gives a speech that's like, if you're loyal, I'm still going to be here after this vote. And Hannah is just begging. She's like, I came to compete. She doesn't. It sort of feels like she almost says like, are we really going to bring Big D to the finals? Like she's so close to saying that.
What she wanted to say. She caught herself. She was like, this?
Yeah.
Seriously, you're going to drag the goat? You're going to drag him to the end? That is not respectable gameplay. That's what she wanted to say. She stopped herself and she was like, you guys know.
Yeah.
You guys know. And they were like, yeah, we're going to drag the easy win. Of course we are.
Yeah, this is Kyland. I want to go to the end against the best, but not you, Hannah. Just Xavier.
Just Xavier. He's the only best that he's willing to play against. I fully believe Xavier does not plan to reciprocate that. He says, I'm dragging that goat to the end. Are you kidding me? I would like to win. Which, honestly, that is the more respectable decision. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
So poor Hannah Banana.
I know. Our final ace is gone.
Ooh.
We've got 2 jokers, a king and a queen left. The aces are
What a joke.
extinct.
Yeah.
In his eviction vote, Kyland, of course, is just so stressed. He, this is really getting to him. And he says, Big D has really done so much. And you guys just don't even know.
Not lie to me, Kyland.
I'm like, what is it that he's done?
Done with you, Kyland. I have watched way too much of you guys. For 3 months, I've watched you sleep, brush your teeth, eat, and Derek sleep. I do not handle it when you lie to us. Yes, there are some people who only watch the TV and they might believe you and be like, oh, well, Kylan said it. So I guess Big D's doing more than the edit showed us. No. I will not pretend that this narrative is a thing that we are going to do.
It's not a thing.
So stop lying to me.
Stop.
Okay? You can lie to each other.
Yeah.
Not to us.
Yep.
Okay.
Hannah leaves. She's very gracious. You can tell she's very upset in the moment. And who could blame her? But she gives hugs. She says no hard feelings on her way out the door. She gives a great little interview to Julie where she's like, Kylan supposedly respected good game players, but I guess I wasn't worthy of that respect. So
the thing I love most about Hannah is that she knows how to just tell you how it is.
Yeah.
She has told us how it is from the get-go. She was the first to be like, Brent? Xavier was like, remember when Xavier won HOH like week whatever that was?
By accident, yeah.
By accident. And he was like, but Brent's a good guy. And she was like, no, we do not give these people a pass.
Right.
This is what's wrong with society. And I was like, yes, Hannah, she did that forever. And I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But thank you for letting her talk to Julie. That was lovely. That was great. Azah seems quite confused.
Okay. So I went from Azah is actively screwing Hannah over when she's telling her in the bathroom, it's you and Xavier, right?
Yeah.
Then Azah seems shell-shocked by what just happened. And I'm confused as to what piece of it is, because I do think that she expected Hannah to get voted out.
Right.
So I can only guess that it's that Kyland used the veto on Xavier, and maybe she's now realizing I'm not part of that.
I think it has to do with the fact that they were willing to put Big D up. And she is so close to Big D. Mm-hmm. She is so loyal to him. Yeah. She's more loyal to him than he is to her. Mm-hmm. But the fact that Kyland would be willing to take Xavier down and allow Big D to go up must be, first off, why Big D was shook so much. Like, he was like, why would you let me go on the block? Right. And then she was like, wait, why would you guys be so close and be willing to do that?
Yeah.
So yes, she knew Hannah was going to go, but the fact that Kylan and Xavier are so close is where she is so confused.
Yeah. And you got to take a look at that if you're Azah and Big D, frankly, and think, yikes, the 2 guys who are so good at any physical competition are now ride or dies.
Basically.
We're screwed.
And again, I don't think Xavier is ride or die with Kyland. It's really a one-way street here. True. Yeah. But obviously Xavier's going to roll with this. It's working to his benefit.
Of course.
So as long as, Kyland is keeping him safe, taking him off the block and whatnot. Yeah. So unfortunately we know what's happening with Azah. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know it, but I think she might be starting to realize that she will 100% be going next.
Yeah. So
it's a tough road. The episode is tomorrow. We will be getting the next HOH and the noms tomorrow. They've already played that HOH. So let's hit spoilers because we do have them.
Let's do it.
Spoilers. Okay, feeds are back. And Xavier is the HOH.
Shock.
This is the one that he wanted.
Yeah, so he got it.
Yep.
Now, do you know when they do noms?
They might have already.
Okay.
The feeds just came back tonight. If noms have already happened, I don't know. Haven't gotten that sense yet. Yeah. But Azah will definitely be on the block.
Yeah.
And then it just depends
Who wins
on
veto, right?
if Xavier threw Big D up or Kyland next to her.
But the noms, we say it every season, these noms don't really matter. You're right, Azah will be on the block, but who's the second nominee? But it ultimately is down to who wins the veto and, who gets that vote to evict. I joke that, oh, shocker, Xavier won this HOH. It's not insofar as we know he's been throwing things all season, but it is insofar as I do think he and Kyland are kind of equally matched in a lot of ways, physically and mentally. I think they're both super strong. So I'm curious to see what this competition was. But, exciting for me in my draft because Xavier's on my team.
Okay, well, let me pull some stuff up while we talk here. I don't know. It's hard to say, honestly, what Xavier's strengths are because he has hid them from us so much. We know he can compete physically.
Yeah.
He did put together a short puzzle.
He did.
So here, I can't do this. Okay.
What I think is interesting about the draft is we all have one player left. What are the odds?
I know. What are the odds that happens?
It's crazy.
Okay, first we have to give Hannah a point for going to jury.
Yes.
Then we have to move on to the next week where we say Xavier won HOH.
Yes.
So 2 points there.
Yes,
David's getting real excited. So let's go to the top.
All right.
Woo,
it's
David.
Still a game.
David
it is still
in the
game.
Lead with 16 points.
Yep.
I'm in second place because I have Kyland. That's who I'm left with.
Kyland is the big earner of the season right now. He has surpassed Christian finally. 10 points for Kyland. That's huge.
That's huge. Yeah, he's the biggest point getter so far. 14 points I have, and Busy's just behind me with 13.
But Busy only has Big D left, so
sure
I think Busy's out of it at this point.
Yeah, he just lost Tiffany. Miranda just lost Hannah.
Did you give Tiffany the point for going to jury?
Yeah, I did. And Miranda is left with Azah, which did give her 2 points tonight, so she's up to 4.
Yeah. Sorry, Miranda.
And it's not looking good for you this coming week.
Yeah, but it's down to, I think, you and I, because we've got Xavier and Kyland, and they're going to be the comp winners for the most part. So,
Ashley, this is a good question because it's the only way to, mix up the game. If Azah is able to win the veto and she is the sole vote, she will evict Kyland.
Love that.
Yeah. And that is the upside of Xavier winning this is that, she's so loyal to Xavier and Big D and wants Kyland going. So if he's not safe, then that would be the way.
Yeah.
Same thing with Big D. No, that's not true. He's going to evict Azah, and she doesn't know that. Unless Kyland just pissed him off by using the veto on Xavier.
Well, but Derek F is not going to win veto.
I know this, but neither is Azah. So I'm just trying to play along.
Yeah.
But Big D almost won.
Here's the scenario where that could be true, that Big D cast the vote. Xavier nominated Azah and Kyland, and Xavier wins the veto. Keeps noms the same. Derek F gets to vote Azah out. That's a scenario where that could happen.
And he will do it. And she will be devastated.
Yeah.
Of all the people, she is the most loyal and hurt by the things that you do. But Big D genuinely wants to go to final 3 with the guys, just like Kyland and Xavier want. They want the 3 guys in the end. I'm not going to say why.
I don't think we need to.
We don't need to.
We all know.
It's very clear. But Azah thinks that DF is loyal to her and that Kyland would go. And unless Kyland really pissed him off with this veto use, maybe that changes his mind. But he's got several days before, and he could cool down before then. And Kyland will give him a little bit of this and be like, but I just had to. And then Big D will be back on board. No worries.
Yeah. So, we're at that point in the season where there's not a lot of mix up. There's not a lot of question marks. We kind of know the way things are going to go in most scenarios. So,
this is the point in the season where we can let go any dreams of battle backs.
That's right.
This is it.
This is it.
We are stuck with these people. And it will feel like a slow walk to the end here because it's so much time left and nothing to do.
Yeah. So we've got, I guess let's preview the rest of this season. We've got an episode tomorrow, which is actually an episode. Like we said, we're going to get the HOH, we'll get the noms.
Yeah.
Then there's no episode Sunday because of the Emmys. Then it's Wednesday and Thursday of next week, right? Regular schedule.
Right. So we will see the veto on Wednesday. We will have any live feed spoilers for you before that. But then Thursday we will have this final 3 eviction. We will be down to that. And then I believe there's a Friday episode next week as well, but that'll just be the clip.
Oh, okay. Because then it's Sunday, Wednesday, and we're done. Because then we get into probably at the end of that clip show is where they're going to do part 1 of the HOH. So we're going to have to watch that clip show to completion. They'll start part 1, but we will probably already know that spoiler. And then Sunday, Wednesday is the finale.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's part 1 and part whatever of the finale. I doubt it unless this HOH that just happened, that Xavier one could have been slip and slide, but I wouldn't think now moving forward we would see that at all. I'll be interested to see how the jury shakes up. I mean, we got Tiffany and Hannah walking in as the first 2 Cookout members to the jury. The jury already knows the Cookout exists and they understand the alliance, but this is Tiffany and Hannah's now they have the ability to
shape the narrative.
Exactly. They can lay the foundation and steer this jury in a certain direction.
That's right.
And then Azah is going to probably be the next one to walk in, and she's not going to shake that up too much. No. So I think the jury really is in the hands of Tiffany, and she can set them on whatever course she would like to.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Tiffany's going to be directing traffic in the jury. So will be interesting to see how that shakes out.
That's right. Well, that was an exhausting 2 hours of television.
Did you see Janelle's tweet?
No.
She goes, I just wasted 2 hours of my life.
Oh, no. I mean, it's not a waste. This is how we're moving the game forward. So you got to get down from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 to 1.
You do, for sure.
So, but here we are. Yes. This is it.
And Survivor next week,
yes.
too. I'm so excited.
Survivor South Africa finale is on Saturday. Me and Chantel will have that. I accidentally just got spoiled with the winner.
Oh,
I'm so bummed. I was doing too much online for Big Brother, and it smacked me in the face. But anyway, I will still be watching it and recapping that on Saturday. And then, we got to do some Survivor prep. We will be here after the premiere on Wednesday. We'll be here live. So there will not be a BB recap on the Wednesday. But then the following week is the Big Brother finale.
Yes.
So let's get it going.
So excited.
Y'all. All right. Thank you so much for joining us live. We so appreciate you.
We do. And if you're joining us later, which I hope many of you are, please leave us a comment and let us know what you think about everything that went down in this double eviction. Tiffany and Hannah going home, Azah getting somehow blindsided by what went down. And do you think that Xavier is just on a slow march to victory here, or do you see another possibilities? Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Is it his game or not? All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.